Hello everybody and welcome to another episode here on the channel. Today we're gonna be doing the December wrap up and my January TBR. So things might get a little bit messy. On December I read 5 books, 1 nonfiction and 4 fantasies. So let's jump into it. First I'm gonna talk about really quickly about the nonfiction book, so we end with the fantasy ones, and it's Characters and Viewpoint from Orson Scott Card. This book has helped me a lot because I'm writing my fantasy novel and lately my characters have been going a little bit rogue because man, it's really hard to write deep characters as a newbie. And I really want to do so because I really love character work. So I want my characters to be deep, to be flawed and compelling at the same time. And this book helped me a lot with it. Orson Scott Card nails it with the character work and development, explaining it for newbies to be able to write really cool characters. And I hope this works. First fantasy book I'm gonna talk about is Elevation by Stephen King. And I didn't like it, which is a bummer because I've been thinking about starting with Stephen King books for months, and I picked up this one because it was a Christmas gift and it gave me an excuse to start with Stephen King. But I think it wasn't a really good introduction because this book was so bland. The plot was so flat. It didn't have any cathartic moment or climax. It was all really smooth. And it may work for a lot of people, but for me it doesn't. The characters were pretty one-dimensional. I thought the dialogues were bland as well. So yeah, it didn't work for me. I would like to know your thoughts about this book because I didn't like it at all. I would really love if you guys could recommend me a good Stephen King book to start with because I really think this wasn't the best introduction, and I do want to start with Stephen King multiverse. I'm really eager to do so. So yes, it would be so cool if you could recommend me a book. Second fantasy book I'm gonna talk about is Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. I've been going on and on about this book the last month. I made a dedicated review on it, so you can click on the link in the corner or in the description down below, or you can see my comments on it on my favorite standalones of the year because this book has become one of my favorites of all time. It's a beautifully written story. It's a beautiful narrated story. It's made to be narrated out loud, and I actually did read it out loud a lot of time. It touches so many topics. It's so complex. The complexity of the characters and the world. Neverland is a really whimsical and magic island while having a lot of darkness in it that we don't see in the Disney movies. I really recommend you to read it. I love this book. It got me so hard emotionally. And yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's a classic for a reason. The third book I'm gonna talk about is The Rhythmatist by Brandon Sanderson. I had a lot of fun reading this book. This is a YA, or even I would say middle grade book. The plot is really simple. The magic system is amazing. As always with Brandon Sanderson, he tends to make really creative, hard magic systems. And actually, I would say the magic system is the focus of this story. I made a dedicated review on it, so you can click on the link in the corner or in the description down below if you want to see it. Through all the story, through all the book, we get to know more about the magic system, which is based in 2-dimensional drawings. It's a lot of fun to follow Joel, which is the main character, learn more about this magic while he's not even able to use it. He's not a magic user, and I found it so interesting in this book. The last fantasy book we're gonna talk about that I read on December is The Invisible Life of Adaline by B.E. Schwab. God, I love this book so much. This was written by B.E. Schwab. She took 10 years to finish this book, and it shows because it's so well written. It's beautiful and heartbreaking at the same time. The feelings I got reading this book were so deep. I kind of expected it because a lot of people told me it was emotionally charged, but I didn't expect it to hit me that hard. God, this book is about a girl who makes a pact, a deal with a really dark god by accident, and he tricks her. She asks him for freedom, and he gives her freedom at the cost of becoming literally a ghost. She can meet people, but every time they turn around and they see her again, they don't remember her, which leads to a level of loneliness I haven't seen before. She's not able to leave a mark in the world. She's not able to write or draw or anything that could lead for someone to remember her or know that she exists at all. I will make a dedicated review on this book this month for sure, because I need to be able to talk about it in depth, spoiler filled, because oh man, this book is so good. Now we're gonna dive into my January TBR. And this might get messy because I am a messy person. First, I will be reading Rhythm of War. Finally, I got it a couple of days ago. If you want to see my fangirl reaction to the arrival of this book, you can click on the link on the corner or in the description down below. It's a ridiculous video. It shows my ridiculous side. I don't care. I was really expecting this book. So I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna take my time. I don't want to rush it because I want to enjoy it as much as possible. Then I'm gonna continue my reread on the Harry Potter series. I read Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone on November, and man, I enjoyed it. I decided to make a dedicated review on each book, so I'm gonna probably have a Harry Potter playlist, and I'm gonna do it because I want to. I'm a diehard Harry Potter fan, if you haven't noticed, and now I have a YouTube channel where I'm talking about fantasy books. So I'm gonna talk about Harry Potter. I am loving it. I started the book yesterday, the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I started yesterday and I'm already in page 205. I haven't read 200 pages in a row in a really long time. I haven't lost my touch. Then I'm planning to start the First Law Trilogy by Joe Abercrombie. I've been seeing reviews and comments on it for months about the character work, about the writing style of this man. So I'm really eager to start. I already have the blade itself in my Kindle, so I am really excited. I hope I can get the whole trilogy in a month, though I'm not sure. And you might ask yourselves why I said it's gonna be messy, because my TBR keeps changing all the time because new books appear and mess around with it. I've been planning to read The Wheel of Time for months, but man, those 14 books intimidate me. So I already have them in my Kindle. I already have them, but I'm like, I'm gonna start with this. I'm not gonna be able to read anything else until I finish it, because that's the way I work. So that has been my December wrap up and January TBR. Let me know in the comment section what you think about these books. If you're planning to read some of them, please don't give me spoilers on Rhythm of War, because I've been really expecting this book. I don't want anything to spoil it. If you like the First Law trilogy, just encourage me more to read it, please. And yeah, if you like the video and want to stay tuned on my channel, don't forget to put like and press on the subscribe button. Thank you guys, and see you soon.